Get ready for some great music and great stories. Band in Seattle starts right now. Hey, welcome to Band in Seattle. I'm Xander Denke, and with me is Abby Williamson, writer, photographer, and creator of a successful YouTube channel and blog, Abbers07, to talk about tonight's bands, the Jesus Rehab and Julia Massey and the Five Finger Discount.
Made up of brothers Jared and Dominic Cortese, the Jesus Rehab mixes influences from so many disparate bands and genres that they have created a sound of their own.
We'll be right back with the Jesus Rehab.
My name is Jared, and I am the guitarist and vocalist for the Jesus Rehab. We were going to call the band Thunder Pussy, but, you know, that was already taken, so. Outside of the Angel Wings, I always try to dress nice at our gigs. The reason for that is because I want to remember what I would be doing if I wasn't on that stage. That kind of helps me get focused, and the Angel Wings make me feel like I better do something to impress these people or I'm gonna look like a total idiot.
Hi, my name is Dominic, and I am the drummer for the Jesus Rehab. And when I'm not playing music, I'm slaying aliens. I think I probably have a different experience than a lot of people who are also in two-piece bands because Jared and I are brothers.
I don't know if every family are as close as me and Dom are. You know, he's pretty much my best friend. I know everything he's listened to his whole life and where he's coming from.
A lot of our songs reference our childhood. Being brothers, we share a lot of experiences like that. Battle Scars is absolutely my favorite song to play live. I like it so much that once we get to my favorite part of the song, which is the end and it gets really heavy, I often get sad that it's ending.
Enjoy the fact that, well, we think we know what the other person's thinking all the time. I know what you're trying to do. No, you don't. I know what you're trying to do. No, you don't. Do what I say. Blah. I definitely had some drumsticks thrown at me. Being in a two-piece, it's impossible to say one person does everything because it's just a really personal thing for both people.
The way that we write and the music that we're making now, it's very Jared and I. It's very much from the both of us writing together.
I think my favorite songs are the ones where or just not thinking about it, and like, you know, you're always looking for that moment where like, oh, that is cool, let's build around that or something. You know, a lot of the songs we're playing now, I think, are just messages to myself, maybe things I've learned or that I want to learn. Somebody out there has to be able to make a connection with that too, and so maybe I'm talking to them as well.
Thank you, guys.
Loud, it's dirty, and it's definitely emotional, which are all the best aspects of rock, so we're a rock band. I think we're always trying to find ways to fill the spaces, you know, of a bass player or other instrumentalists or vocalists.
Jared uses a second amp, a bass amp, so that fills out the low end of the sound. So when he's keeping the rhythm down, I can do something interesting, or vice versa. When I'm doing something to just keep the rhythm down, he's doing something interesting. It takes us a long time to write songs sometimes. We're focusing just on creating that bigger sound. We may have the melody or the rhythms the way we want them, or the form of the song the way we want it, but we take a lot of extra time to make sure that parts are sounding full and it's not boring to listen to in a live setting. Because we can fake that on a record, but it's very hard to do it live.
Is the most natural sound for our band. As far as the words go, it's kind of about being a bully and getting bullied, which, you know, I've definitely experienced that from both sides. I think for our fans, it's a favorite too. Up until not too long ago, I had a lot of performance anxiety. That was definitely something that kept me off the stage. I specifically remember my leg shaking every time, I went up and just like sitting there watching it while I'm trying to sing a song and not being able to do anything about it. I feel like I've gotten to the point where I really enjoy playing in front of people, and it helps to play with your brother. Sometimes I just have to be like, it's just me and Dom, it's just me and Dom. Two is a newer song that we're doing.
We're still working it out. It was a little audacious of us to play that live.
It's kind of personal, kind of observational. I'm not originally from Seattle, but since I moved here, I think that the biggest cultural difference that I've seen is just how laid back everybody is here. You don't always have to be pushing forward. It's, you know, sometimes if you found something good, you can just be okay with that.
like a lot of extreme sports, a lot of board sports, and I think that the adrenaline rush that I get from playing a live show doesn't even compare to anything I've experienced. It takes such small victories to keep you enthused and motivated for such a long period of time. So when you get someone complimenting you on something that's very you, it goes a long way, and that's a feeling that I don't think you can get a lot of other places.
Well, I think anybody that is playing music for as long as I have could say it's just there. There's nothing you can do about it. I've done other jobs, and although I wasn't making any money in music when I was doing those, I've always just considered myself a musician. I can't turn it off.
Thank you.
Julia Massey and the Five Finger Discount is made up of, you guessed it, Julia Massey, Matt Deason, and Dominic Cortese. And with a name like that, you best believe that they have a lot of fun with their music.
We'll be right back with Julia Massey and the Five Finger Discount.
I could tell you about when I was born, that everyone asked if I was sure.
Julia Massey. She's the best. She's one of my best friends in the whole world.
Dominic is the drummer for the Five Finger Discount, and he's also one of my best friends. He's also the uncle to my little baby, and he's a fantastic uncle.
The way Jared and Julia got hooked up, they met at the show that we both went to and saw Julia for the first time.
She was amazing. I told my brother, Dom, I was like, you should go see if she needs a drummer, so I could get to meet you.
It was very, very endearing.
I could tell you about when I was born, that everyone asked if I was sure.
Dom, he wrote his number on the back of a Skylark business card. So I remember him sliding it to me, like, if you ever want to have a drummer. And I remember getting the card and being like, this is a business card for this establishment. And on the back it was like, oh, there's Dom's number, okay. So Matt Deason is a new addition to the Five Finger Discount, and he comes after another bandmate of ours, Joff Gibbs, has left. Finding a person to, I'll never use the word replace, but to continue on with the band as a third member, we wanted to take that process slowly.
Matt happened to come into my coffee shop, and then we got to talking, and it turns out he taught bass at the same place that my brother teaches guitar.
I've gotten to a point where I really only want to play music that I really love. Met Julia, and she was just delightful.
We feel really, really fortunate to have crossed his path.
Her voice, it's got this eternal mother kind of vibe. It's just so, it's beautiful.
It feels friendly, and it feels like it brings in what you like from sounds of your childhood, but you still love as an adult. We sometimes say that we play kids' music for grown-ups, and I think that the tones on that keyboard really usher that feeling in.
It's been just really cool to see her evolve with her writing, because when we first met, or maybe when you first started writing, you just wrote for guitar, and we didn't even know that she played piano. As soon as you started writing on piano, I think that just, as a fan of yours, it just made it like this amazing evolution of your music.
But also, to be fair, I have been very influenced by Jared's writing style since being with him. Light Reminder is a song about my husband, Jared. I wrote this song directly about him. It's the only song I've ever done that so clearly. It meant so much to me that I wanted to have inscribed inside his wedding ring, "You're my light reminder." Well, the memo got messed up between me and the jeweler, and so it's inside my wedding ring. It says, "You're my light reminder." Masks are super fun because when people wear them, they, in some ways, are able to be themselves a bit easier because they are getting the veil removed, ironically, by putting one up. If people take you less seriously, I take myself less seriously. And I think kids are that way, and grown-ups should be too.
Thank you. What did you see way up high? Something you couldn't identify. Look into the sky for another chance.
Performing my original music came into my life when I was living in New York City and teaching in a middle school at the time. It was very rewarding but very stressful. And one of the ways that I let that out was through songwriting. And I was living with a roommate at the time who is also a songwriter. She was playing out at this bar in Brooklyn. And she said, why don't we go to the open mic together? And I can tell you honestly that I have never been more nervous for a performance in my life than at that open mic. And after getting to the other side of that, I felt like, that was pretty fun. But when I moved out here to Seattle, what I found was that there seemed to be more musicians per capita here than New York, because New York has a lot of everything because there's so many people there, but in Seattle, I feel like the second I got off the plane, everywhere I looked, somebody was carrying a case full of some kind of instrument.
What if there isn't a right or wrong, just everyone singing every song, living along, parallel planes?
When I'm looking for somebody to play with, it almost doesn't matter to me what the skill level is or what the talent level is, because that's something you can develop. But compassion for each other and camaraderie, that's much more difficult to come by.
She is so creative and constantly bringing new material to the table and constantly pushing me to think on my feet.
She's very open and receptive to whatever I play and whatever I suggest too.
Together we can all change it and polish it to make it what it should be.
Where Was the Word is a new song for us, and that is inspired by the bravery of some of the people in my life who have overcome incredibly difficult, traumatic experiences in their life and gotten to the other side. Jared and I, from the get-go, with having a kid, we really just wanted him to learn what it meant to have something you're really passionate about and feeling like you can follow that in your life. This morning, he saw the keyboard and he eyed it and he's like smiling really big, and I sat him up in front of it and he's banging all over it, and
He likes percussion instruments, yeah, drums, piano, anything that he can bang on is like.
We were actually joking the other night. We were saying we have to expose him to other forms of creativity. It is not just music. I am so grateful for where the band is and where it's come. And where it's going is a mystery.
So I have big goals for both bands. Constantly moving forward in one way or another, constantly playing good shows, being creative in our writing process. That's enough for me on the daily basis.
I've actually quit as a musician several times, and it never goes away. It's always there. It's a form of expression that is very unique because what is being expressed is all kinds of things that you can't necessarily express through words.
I can't say that it's always easy, but I feel so grateful that I'm able to live the life that I'm able to live with my family and in this amazing place and get incredible opportunities. I feel just very, very, very lucky. So thanks for having us.
Turn it into every single thing. Thank you. Matt and Dominic, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, that's it for tonight's Band in Seattle. If you want to hear more, check us out on bandinseattle.com, where you can hear full concerts and find links for more information about our bands and where they're playing next.
And to stay up with the latest on the band scene, check out my YouTube channel at Abers07.
Thank you so much for watching. Join us next week for more great music and great stories on Band in Seattle.